Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the JÉVON Room. The girls have been fighting the past few weeks and we're going to be discussing all the shenanigans that they've been getting up to. Cardi versus Nicki. Because it seems as though we're back in 2018 right now. I'm starting to believe that this is a marketing strategy and there is an agreement between the two of them.
And it's like all this whilst like Super Freaky Girl is happening, like your biggest single ever,
Your first number one by yourself.
Like all this stuff is happening, all this drama.
It's starting to overshadow the music.
Yeah.
Like it's taking over the music. I think she may sometimes do it as a thing to like, I don't know, to push the music, but it has the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Because everyone's focused on the drama.
But see, the thing is as well, because of the fan base, the bars, yeah, it's
grown ass men. Grown ass men in London.
Wait, would I?
Grown ass men in Amsterdam, in Paris, everywhere. Grown ass men.
I'm talking about
tweeting, moving mad over a woman that doesn't know you.
a lot of them are kids.
A lot of them are, but a lot of them are not
grown
kids.
men.
There's a lot of grown men. Let's not downplay it now.
Especially the ones that grew up around the time period that she
Exactly.
Like they still
You are grown.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like this is 10 years plus now.
That's why you don't care about the different things that have happened in that time, like the husband and all this stuff. Anything Nicki does is right. I love Nicki, don't get me wrong, like she is the standard. But it's also about accountability in terms of like some things just aren't right. You have a legacy. I wouldn't say she's ruining the legacy, but it's getting close in terms of like it's gonna have longer detrimental effects if this carries on.
I can't even have these conversations on Twitter because we were outside. We were waiting for Nicki Minaj for 6+ hours. We are barbs. None of you are gonna come onto this channel and talk to me about Nicki Minaj. Because you guys will never rap Nicki Minaj songs the way I can rap them, right? So like, I've been a Nicki Minaj fan. When I'm talking about her, I'm talking about her from a place of some things are too much. But if you say it, immediately they're dropping.
Now you're not a bar.
Now you're not a bar, you're a fake bar.
Now you support Cardi and over Nicki, oh my god. Your body gang. Like, nah.
Rihanna, for example, she stopped coming on Twitter and she focused on business and she's able to skyrocket. Like she left some of the shit that she used to do. She used to be worse than Nicki Minaj. Like she used to be out here just calling people out all the time.
But the difference
she
is,
learned from that.
the only thing I'll say about the way people, like the difference with Nicki, Rihanna, right, was talking reckless on Twitter for a time. People loved it. People never like had a problem with Rihanna doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like she had her chance. Beyonce has never said a thing, right? But with Nicki, when she didn't used to say anything, they used to drag her. So I feel like with Nicki, they've been prodding the bear for some time.
But then at the same time, you are at a position where you need to think about balance. Like you were saying, what you're doing is a bit too much.
Yeah.
It's becoming a thing of like, is what you're doing right?
That's why it's becoming a thing where I'm worried that she's kind of not right in the head. At this point, I'm like, you're not even realizing.
Or do you realize?
Do you realize? Do you know what I mean? Because a lot,
Like not right in there. That was him that said that.
But she might think in her head, this is working.
Yeah. Let's be honest about the fact that the record label that Cardi
was
is
sent
signed
to take her
has
down.
been trying to take Nicki Minaj down for some time. So it's not all on Nicki Minaj to have made peace with Cardi B. We knew from the start that Cardi has been
No,
trying.
it's not. But you're basically saying, yeah, this is my competition. Like I acknowledge that this is my competition, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to annihilate that. 4 years later, and you're still beefing with the Latina.
She should have dead that a long time ago. She should have not paid that girl any mind for a long time.
Because now you're going back and forth on Twitter, you're rattled. There's some people Nicki won't even respond to. You won't.
Azealia?
Yeah.
You never heard
Nicki won't respond to her. Why are you responding to the girl that you keep saying can't rap? And that's why we're not getting no hits from this either. So it's just getting tired. Let's move on. Why are Madam Joyce and IBD fighting, child? Why are the girls fighting?
No.
IBD is a very pretty girl,
I'm not saying
but
that.
I don't think that she should have called the other one ugly because Madam Joyce isn't ugly. I suggest you say something. Madam Joyce is not ugly.
She's not.
She's also a pretty girl. And let me tell you something. Okay, let's give a good example. So we asked Nella to come on the show. She came on the show. Someone's then putting something on the JÉVON comments like, oh my god, she's so this, whatever they say, right? And then if one of us laugh under that comment, Does that not warrant the response in terms of what the fuck is this?
No, definitely.
It warrants a response. I just think that for me it was just really sad to see, because I think that when two people who do like each other have so much vim for each other
in a similar space,
when something happens, it kind of just feels like there's a problem. Like deep down, y'all must have not liked each other, because like it's not nice. Like, you can get into an argument, you can have disagreements, but there was a lot being said.
But I think when we say a lot being said,
there was a lot.
Let's be fair. There was a lot being said on a particular side.
I was also going to say this is on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like people are watching, so like the way you would handle things would not be the same on Twitter, because you know people are analysing everything and they want to see who's going to come back with the best comeback.
Right.
So I don't think it's a thing of like deep, like oh my god, they must have not liked each other, but like when you're on Twitter,
that's the issue with that Twitter shit. A lot of bandwagoners like jumping on the bandwagon. That's it.
Don't
like
get me started.
when someone
London
puts out,
Twitter, especially.
don't
get me started.
When someone puts out something which is good quality, like they've worked on it, or it's just a good piece of content, crickets. But when there's pass sign like they're being attacked, the thing that annoys me is when like I know someone doesn't hold a particular view or doesn't even care, but you're tweeting a madness and like just tweeting bears about the topic when you don't know anything about the topic. You don't care for it. Trying to get 100 retweets and go viral. That's all it is. But we can see that sometimes you either don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, or you just don't even care.
Like a music artist, right? And then you'll see people dragging that music artist because of their music, but you're seeing people know very well that they never tweet about that kind of music. They don't know that kind of music. They don't care.
They don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about. They just don't like the person. They see everybody else, and now they're like, their music doesn't even bang anyway. This
and that's
shit,
what I thought
shit,
that happened with the IVD situation.
Yeah.
When people were like, oh my god, she's still in that contract.
Yeah.
She's been out that contract.
Yeah.
She's an independent artist now. So things are going to be slower in terms of trying to get a video out and stuff. It's not a label, anyone behind her. She's trying to do it herself. But people that don't even keep up with her, don't know about her music or her situation, are tweeting shit. And that's what's annoying. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're just trying to be in the mix and get your retweets and let me tweet something negative and add to it. I just think it's weird. Like, I think it's weird. Queerbaiters, masturbators, shakers. What is wrong with Mr. Styles? And the Bad Bunny? Is Bad Bunny?
In general, it wouldn't be that bad if like straight guys want to like experiment with their sexuality and
If it's genuine.
If it's genuine in their art. But I think the issue is that they will do this and like try and lure in like different types of audiences and actually succeed. Where there's like other gay artists that might struggle and do the same
actually give it themselves.
Do you know what I mean? And they give themselves and they won't get the same reception. But because your thing is like ambiguous, is he not, it's like
you're profiting off a facade.
You're profiting off a facade. Everybody knows that in general it's harder for like gay artists to like push their art and all that stuff. So it's the fact that you know that you're able to profit off of something that others aren't able to do, and they're actually from that culture, from that place in society. That's my only issue with it.
They love the ambiguity, they love the he's not really there, so we can kind of like it kind of thing. Like,
is he not?
Yeah, they fulfill their little fantasies with it.
And I think it's a bit cringy, to be fair.
You can't take a dick. You're doing kissing up ways on the stage, but if a boy actually moved to you, you'd be like,
shaking and shivering in the timbers. Like, it's the same like in real life.
Yeah.
Like people like in London that be like, like I'm fluid. Girl.
Well, that's a different conversation. Who's pretending to be fluid?
I've name dropped a lot today, so I'm gonna let some people.
Aren't you know some names?
No, not names. No, nothing.
You don't know anyone that tries to be fluid?
I'm clueless. No way.
Anyway, for me, I would prefer the ones that. I prefer the ones that are gay, but like they just don't even speak. Like, don't even say anything.
Gays that just don't speak.
No! Like, you know the gays that are in the creative scene, and they're like, they don't even say, they don't say they are, they don't say they are, like...
You prefer that to...
I prefer that to
Queerbaiting.
Trying to act gay. At least,
True.
Then there's no ambiguity, it's just like, I've not addressed it at all. Trying to act like you are when you're not, it's just a bit annoying. Whilst the ones that like are gay but don't say anything, I'm kind of like, a bit strange. As long as, but because you're not profiting off of it, off the ambiguity or not mentioning,
you're not saying no.
You're not saying no. You're just not saying anything. That's fine.
That's true.
The ones that are trying to act gay, like, it's just a bit like, oh.
What's his face? Bad Bunny. Yeah, there's a couple of them doing it at the moment. It's very in.
Bad Bunny's almost a comedian at this point. The way he dresses up and shit.
The thing is with Bad Bunny as well, though, at least there's a slight like politicalness to it, because apparently he's done it a few times where he said that he's doing it to kind of like go against that like heavily homophobic Latino culture that he's seen within his like community. So I feel like
there's a message behind it.
There is a message
behind.
And
he's like the biggest.
He's the biggest like melody. You know what I mean? So it kind of. There is some kind of like impact there where with Harry
Styles,
going back
to being genuine almost.
Yeah, to some degree.
He's addressed it and gave a positive reason. When you ask Harry Styles, you are playing a gay man now in a movie whilst upholding this ambiguity.
He's playing a gay man?
Yeah.
You're in a new movie?
There's a new one where it's based on a gay romance in terms of it's hard in that time for you to be gay. That could have gone to an actual gay actor that actually understands the complexities of that time, be in that situation and identifies as gay. But you're giving it to someone queerbaiting. You're being placed as that face. Because it's like, we've already seen that as black people when it comes to the culture. And now, when it comes to our sexuality, we're seeing it in a different way.
Like people holding up space that they shouldn't be.
Yeah, and like trying to gatekeep that space.
And then he's not using his platform to do anything for other, like he's not collaborating.
You're profiting without doing anything for the community that you're profiting off of.
Sickness!
But white people have been doing that since the beginning of time.
So there you go. So, nothing new, nothing's changed. Same old shit.
We've spoken about, the commotion, the girls that are fighting. Let's talk about, the girls that are now setting pace,
the girls that are
doing big things. So let's start with
Doechii. I was actually just talking about Doechii.
Okay, let's start with Doechii then.
Everything about what's going on with her at the moment, I like it.
I like Doechii. I do feel like there's a difference between being inspired by someone and sounding like them. Sometimes I can't tell whether I'm listening to Azealia or Doechii. That's the only thing I would like to change, because there's other artists where like I can hear the influence, like you're influenced by Azealia, but they don't sound like Azealia. The tone, the voice, like it doesn't sound like Azealia. Because even with the blue hair, it was like cool blue hair, but she doesn't sound like Bree Runway. That's my only thing.
But I do understand your overall point in terms of like when we look at Doechii, we wanted to just look at Doechii, not this is giving.
I don't even want to make that comparison. Like you sound like her. I just want to be like, this is Doechii. But I thought she's sick. I'm waiting for her and Bree to collab because it's been a minute, and I feel like it will make sense, especially the comparisons. It will just make sense.
It just makes sense.
Let's talk about Bree.
Let's talk about Bree. Just one way.
What do you think of this new song?
Been that girl. Wake up, bitches, a new era. These bitches cap like new era.
I think this song is a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I was dragging it when I said it was a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But it's very much so 8, 9. It's like in her top caliber of songs for me, because like I was waiting for her to kind of like incorporate the fashion into the music, and I feel like she did it perfectly. In terms of the visual, in terms of the song, like it sounds like a runway song. And I didn't even expect this kind of song for her comeback single, and I'm very happy that it was.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I'm
happy for me too.
I don't know how far Bree's going to go. If her team is thinking like that, I hope that her team pushes her more to deliver better verses, to experiment more with her looks and her versatility, to be the star that she's made to be. Because that music is not going to get
push her to
that stage.
Bree has already shown that she's versatile with her looks, so she could do many different things. So just in her little space, she could have brought a different look. She didn't have to have another blue wig. She could have had a pink wig. You're telling me that she doesn't have access to dye a pink wig? Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, obviously.
She could have brought another wig.
But you say that at the same time, like there were loads of looks in that video.
No, I'm not denying that.
No, but do you know how much
new ever? Like,
but do you know how much work goes into these videos anyway?
No one is disputing that. I'm just saying, as a new era thing, I was just like, okay, that's cute.
Give us something new, give us something fresh, give us a new era like you keep talking about. Now let's move on to FLO, Flow.
Oh, period.
Baby, loving you is such a chore, 'cause you're steady moving immature.
Everything sonically sounds correct. They sound in sync. Because some people have tried. It's the fact that we've not seen it work in a long while. Because some groups have tried. I know some girls.
Like June Diary, shout out to you lot.
Really?
That one, what's it called? They were on Kelly Rowland's show when she was bringing like doing girl groups. Like, no, they're 6 singers, but like you're right.
Yeah, cute. But again, we've not seen it work.
No, shout out to them.
Who?
Shout out to them. The ones that know.
No, because I actually didn't know.
And now Kelly's in the studio, you know, when Flo are recording and stuff. So, you know, the It Girls. Now they're performing for Jimmy Kimmel live. The It Girls. It's not even feedback because they've just started. I don't want it to just become a focus on, oh, they're trying to be nostalgic. Like, I want to hear new stuff. What do you think about Not My Job? I think that's the only song I've not had on replay about 1,000 times.
I'll be on the same.
I think it's just. I don't like the song as much. It gives me Disney Channel too much.
It gives me
it gives Cheetah Girls. Yeah.
And that's my point about the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I love it and I love the experimenting, but I want to hear new stuff.
Yeah.
Because MNEK is obviously writing, which is, you know, is cool.
MNEK is he has songwriter.
But he has a nostalgic type of thing himself with his own music.
But he makes
so I hope that when he's making this music for them. But I hope that now that he's making music for like this girl group, not himself, that it doesn't have to be as nostalgic in terms of we can move forward. He's been making what?
He's been making their music.
I know.
And
I don't get it.
Amazing.
Okay, but I'm talking about it being nostalgic. And I hope it moves
The music's
on.
been nostalgic and it's also been amazing.
The market right now, everybody's trying to jump on this nostalgia, give people what they've seen before, and that's cool. And like we said, and we've all agreed, they do that great. What he's now saying is, okay, they're doing that great, but in the future, he would hope to see them transition more as them.
I think that they're great girl group and they're giving us levels of greatness that we've not seen before from a girl group. But I don't want them to constantly be compared to DC or other girls because they're a unique set of girls, so they can give us a unique sound which doesn't have to be as nostalgic. In terms of artist development,
take us to the next
I hope that we get to the next level where it's like you're now being compared in a couple years in terms of I've not heard something like this since Flo. I've not heard something like this since Destiny's Child, apart from Flo when they was doing a similar thing. That's what I want for them.
Do you think they'll get there?
Yeah.
I think that as they take on different writers, right now.
Sorry guys. Yes, different writers.
Because obviously, they're working with certain people right now who like the nostalgic vibe. And have done that with their own solo careers. I hope that I hope that I'm just hoping that they broaden their horizons by working with different writers.
They might even start writing themselves.
I heard that they was working with Sean Garrett, who wrote like Check on It for Beyonce and stuff. Which is great, but I also want them to start working with new writers that may not necessarily have got their foot in the door yet or like delivered that big song because they may bring a fresh perspective which can help their song to sound less nostalgic.
I think the writing's great, I think the music's great. I think they'll know exactly what to do when the time comes.
I hope so, I hope you're right.
I think I will be right.
Keyword today, evolve and artist development.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's the key.
No, it is.
Artist development.
Evolve and artist development.
Touched it, everybody.
Artist development and morality.
Oh, morality. Morality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
morality and nostalgia. Nostalgia. On that note, all the music artists that we've mentioned, it's all love.
It's dirty.
So yes guys, stay tuned for the next episodes. And please guys, don't forget to
like,
comment
and subscribe. Bye guys.
See ya.